This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
Hi folks, we have the latest on the most recent mass beheadings by Islamic militants in Libya. Plus, we're going to show you the impact of the drought on this year's fish stock in the Truckee River. And we'll update you on the investigation into the death of a tiger and a wolf at the Animal Ark. And those stories top your news right now at 4:30, February 16th, President's Day 2015. Did you get your candy and flowers for President's Day?
Yes. No.
Good morning, I'm John Potter.
I'm Andy Guevara. Thank you for joining us today. Before we get to the news, we're going to speak with Jeff Martinez. Good morning to you.
Yeah, no, John, but I am shopping for a mattress today. Because I heard some good sales
Good
today, right?
sales
Good
today.
sales,
Maybe
yeah.
some tires, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, good morning. It's going to be another beautiful day. Just like yesterday, we'll make it up to about 61 degrees today. More on your weather coming right up. Have a good Monday. Back to you guys.
Blood tests due later this week should reveal what led to the death of a tiger and a wolf at the Animal Ark this month.
On February 6th, a 21-year-old tiger died, followed by a 3-year-old wolf, and then a 9-year-old cheetah was found in a coma. The cheetah is still recovering, and the staff says he is doing much better. Officials say a barbiturate from an unknown source seems to have led to the deaths, but they do not believe the animals were intentionally poisoned. The Animal Ark expects the results of blood tests by Wednesday or Thursday. They say a donor wrote a check to cover all the costs. Officials say they have seen an outpouring of support from our community in the days following the tragedy. The sanctuary welcomed a record 600 visitors over the weekend.
Dying to know what caused that. This morning, Sparks police are looking for the man who stabbed 2 other men during a bar fight over the weekend. Police were called to the Aguitas nightclub and the 1800 block of Prater Way. Witnesses told them that a man left the area before they got there. Both victims went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, the suspect is described as a slim Hispanic man between 18 and 20 years old and 5 feet 8 inches tall.
And Reno police have arrested one man while another remains at large in connection with a shoplifting investigation. Officers were called to the Kohl's store out on Damani Ranch on Friday night. Once they arrived, police spotted the suspect getting into a car. That driver evaded authorities until police called off the chase for safety concerns on North Virginia Street. Now, after reviewing evidence, police tracked down both suspects to an apartment complex on May Ann Avenue. And when officers arrived, the men attempted to run away and then locked themselves in an apartment, with one suspect coming out eventually. And he has been identified as this guy, 32-year-old Kyle Gableman. The other man, described as a 30-year-old white man around 5 feet 9 inches tall with brown hair. Anyone with more information in this case or the Sparks stabbing is being asked to please call secret witness at 322-4900.
Well, you may have heard several Northern Nevada agencies are right in the middle of a 2-week-long effort to crack down on distracted drivers.
Landon Miller is live this morning at the intersection of Pyramid and McCarran in Sparks at an intersection that has received a lot of attention lately, right?
Yeah, exactly, Andy. A lot of people were out here on Friday. You had the Washoe County Sheriff's Office, Reno Police Department, Sparks Police Department, and Nevada Highway Patrol. They were all out here on this scene to crack down on distracted driving.
Well, as we've all seen, our pedestrian accidents in just our area alone, not including the whole state, seem to be on the increase right now.
Yeah, Captain Myers says they can't tie all of the accidents to distracted driving, but it does play a role in some of the crashes. Now, Friday, 225 citations were issued in all. Washoe County issued 104 citations, 73 of those. Yeah, those were issued for cell phone usage. By the way, Joining Forces is a program funded through various grants. It pays for officers' overtime and operational costs to put on these stings.
State grant money. We're able to get together with all the different agencies in order to hopefully positively affect people not utilizing their cell phones when they're driving.
Yeah, the current effort on this front is actually going to last all the way through February 23rd, so you can expect a little bit heavier activity with police presence until next Monday. By the way, it wasn't just here where people were sorry about that. That was a loud car. We're cracking down on distracted driving. It was also auto versus pedestrian accidents and pedestrian sting. Reno Police Department did that on Friday. We'll have that story coming up at 5 o'clock. We're covering the story live in Sparks. Landon Miller, Channel 2 News.
They should always crack down on distracted drivers. You know, why can't we do that forever? Here in the Truckee Meadows, our lingering drought is prompting early fish stocking again in the Truckee River. The first of 35,000 rainbow trout will be released this coming Wednesday. And that is about a month earlier than usual for the second straight year in a row due to another dry winter. The Wildlife Department usually stocks the Truckee with about 70,000 trout, but only about half of those are scheduled to be stocked this spring because of the low flows expected by early summer. Last year's fish stock was the earliest since 1994.
Well, speaking of the weather, that's what's affecting those low river levels there. We're going to send it over to meteorologist Jeff Martinez.
Are the fish cold?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, John and Andy, I was at the Truckee River over the weekend at Oxbow Park. Beautiful down there. And actually, the Truckee's moving along pretty good, flowing a lot faster than it was just a month ago. Of course, our drought still continues. We need more snow, rain up there. But in the meantime, yeah, it's going to be another nice day today, just like this weekend. Beautiful weather out there. We had a record high on Saturday of 72 degrees. It sure was nice out there. Sunday, 63. And today we're going to do about the same, a little bit cooler, 61 degrees. Out there right now, 27 in Lovelock. Good morning, Fallon, 26 degrees. A little bit of fog maybe around the Minden area. You're at 23 degrees. And Carson City, you're at 28 degrees right now. So it's going to be another nice day today. Just like yesterday, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a green burn code in effect. But I haven't really had to use that fireplace too much out there. 33 degrees, your current temperature here in Reno. Average high is 51. And again, we've been well above average going on almost 2 weeks now. So your sunrise at 6:50, your sunset now at 5:37. High pressure, that's going to be with us all week long, it looks like, and keep us sunny, mild, and dry, unfortunately, with no big storms on the horizon. So today it's chilly out there through the morning hours, temperatures in the 30s, 52 at noon, high today of 61 degrees. We'll talk about a little warm up for the week, then a little cool down as we head into the weekend. I'll have all of that coming up in just a few minutes. Have a great day. John and Andy, back to you.
Thank you, Jeff. In School Watch this morning, a new bill has been introduced in the Nevada legislature that would allow gun owners with concealed carry permits to bring their weapons to school and parts of airports. Now, if approved, the bill would remove restrictions that prevent permit holders from carrying guns at colleges, public schools, child care facilities, and non-secure portions of the airport. Current state law requires owners to get permission from campus authorities before bringing the weapon onto school grounds. A similar bill was introduced last session but was never brought up for a vote.
Well, looking around the nation this morning, the FAA has proposed tough new rules on the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, drones. Almost all commercial drone use is banned in the U.S., but these new regulations would allow them with restrictions. Only drones weighing up to 55 pounds would be allowed. Operators would have to keep them within sight and avoid hazards like people in airports. The drones must stay below 500 feet and fly slower than 100 miles an hour. And to pilot them, operators would have to be at least 17 years old, pass an aeronautics test, and be vetted by the Transportation Safety Administration.
Looking around the world now, a video released by Islamic militants in Libya appears to show a mass beheading of several Christian hostages from Egypt. The footage shows several men being led along a beach before being beheaded on camera. The English-speaking creators of the video claim to be affiliated with ISIS and say they had been holding the 21 hostages for several weeks. The White House was quick to condemn the killings, calling them despicable and cowardly, and they offered condolences to the victims' families. In response, Egypt sent warplanes and they began airstrikes against ISIS targets in Libya almost immediately.
And overnight, police in Denmark have arrested 2 men suspected of helping the gunman who carried out the 2 shooting attacks in Copenhagen over the weekend. That 22-year-old gunman shot and killed 2 people, one at a free speech seminar and another outside a synagogue. Terrorists in Denmark? 5 police officers were also injured in the shooting, and the shooter may have been inspired by that Charlie Hebdo attack in Paris and by Islamic terrorists. He was killed during a shootout with SWAT.
Turning to our community now, this morning a new record store opened its doors in Midtown Reno this weekend, and they're hoping to attract music fans who like things a little old-fashioned. Take a look at where Spectre Records has set up shop at 601 South Center Street. That's on the corner of Moran near the Discovery Museum. The pair of lifelong collectors who own it plan to pack in more than 1,000 vinyl records alongside a few hundred cassettes and CDs. And they say, well, things like iTunes are convenient. There's something special about the old ways. And despite the emphasis on retro, they are stocking new releases too, and they hope to offer music from local bands as well. They're open every day but Wednesdays between noon and 7.
Although it doesn't quite feel like winter, the Tahoe Keys Property Association still celebrated their 3rd annual Polar Bear Plunge yesterday. Yes, they are crazy. Frigid lake waters and low levels did not stop the plungers. More than a dozen hopped right in. Participants tell us they were happy to power through and brave this cold water.
I mean, it's pretty out, so it makes me happier about going in, but it still doesn't change the fact how cold it's going to be.
Something I've never done before and thought, what the heck, add it to my bucket list. I can mark something off.
The annual event benefits Christmas Cheer, a local food bank in South Lake Tahoe. So they paid to do this. To jump in the
Right,
cold
that's
water.
right. They paid good money to do. Although I have to agree with the one woman, with the weather being so nice, it sure makes it a lot more, I don't know, tolerable to do something crazy like that.
They actually all ran in the cold water because all of them saw that 50 Shades movie and they had to cool off. That's what you didn't know.